Hey YouTube, this is All Saints here coming in with another video. I'm going to try to be as short with this video as possible. Number one, it'll just take too long to load, but I'll try to be at around 5 minutes or so. But if I'm a little over, don't crucify me or whatever. But today I'm going to talk about three segments. Basically what's in the format for right now, what's in the future format, and the possible contenders, and then last but not least, my list predictions. As you all know, the two best decks of the format right now is Dragon Rulers and Prophecy. Dragon Rulers and Prophecy have basically been going at it for the last month or so, just trying to beat each other's spells. The spell books are trying to use their spellcasters just to take out Dragon Rulers. Dragon Rulers are using nothing but Beat Stick and Drago Sack and Big Eye to get over Prophecy. And so far, the whole matchup has just been Dragon Rulers all over. I mean, the last event, I believe, out of 20 decks, at least 8 or 10 of them have been Dragon Rulers. 4 of them have been Prophecy, and a couple other decks were random, like Medolches. So as you can tell, Dragon Rulers is the best deck of the format. So the top 5 decks of this format right now, as of March, the March ban list, I should say, is Dragon Rulers is number 1, Prophecy is number 2, Mermails dropped to number 3 just because, I mean, offensively they're okay, but I just don't think they can beat Dragon Rulers and Prophecy in a matchup. I just don't think they can. And number 4 deck is Evil Swarm. I mean, Evil Swarm is the anti-meta of the deck. It stops Prophecy and Dragon Rulers and Mermails, but it just cannot stop them enough where they can just top at every event. It's just not going to happen. So it has to sit at a solid 4. And the 5th place, that's wide open for whatever deck. Firefish variants, Rescue Rabbit variants, Constellars, basically any other deck that can compete for that. So that's what's happening right now. The September ban list, this is how I think it's going to be, and you'll see why in a little bit. The future format is this. I think Prophecy is going to be that top spot for a little while, just because I think in Judgment of the Light they're coming out with this new spellcaster that practically rids the field. It's easy. I forgot what the name of it is. I'll see. I'll look it up in a minute. It actually can give Prophecy an edge just because it can clear the field, and that's why I think Prophecy will probably take the number 1 spot. Dragon Rulers, I think, will take the number 2 spot. I don't think the ban list is going to kill them that much. They're still a fairly new deck. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think they're going to kill Prophecy that much either, just because knowing what the 2 booster packs, Judgment of the Light and Shadow Specters, I believe that's what it's called, are coming out, they don't really have decks in there that can really compete with those 2 decks. So you might as well just keep those decks around, and plus they're coming out in tins. 3rd is going to be Mermails once again. I don't think the list is going to kill them that badly. I mean, they can still adjust. I still think they're still too fast to fall into the top, into a 4 spot or a 5th spot. So I think Mermails is just going to stay in that 3 spot and maybe compete for the 2 spot. The 4th spot, I am going to say, is going to be Fire Fist. Now, the last format, when it was just Fire versus Water, Fire just could not win YCSs. It's just too slow compared to Water. I mean, they're getting the Rooster out, which helps the deck a bit, and the Wolf Bark, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, it'll help the deck out. I just don't think it'll just get to the top 3 spot. It'll just stay in the 4th spot. I mean, it was just fine. I mean, I know Barry's going to jump right back up in price. I bet the Rooster's probably going to be around $20 or so. So I'd start picking up theirs like right now, even though it might be too late because the price will probably jump up. But that's another story. And the 5th spot will be Evil Swarm. Now, Evil Swarm's very, very linear. It's I mean, it's very good with the centering its plays around 1 card, and I can see I'm running to 5 minutes, but that's okay. That's okay. They know how to get their 1 card Ophion out and protect it, and basically it'll shut down the Dragon Rulers and the Mermails, since they rely on that. It won't exactly shut down spell books with special summoning. It'll shut them down because it has also access to Eradicator Epidemic Virus. So I think Evil Swarm will just stay in that fifth spot. I don't think it can beat Fire Fist because Fire Fist mainly deal the bear. I don't think they have anything that can stop the bear right now. But so I think it's just gonna stay in that spot. Um, Possible contenders from now. I'll be honest with you. Judgment of the Light doesn't exactly offer really good contenders, I believe. I mean, they'll just give um, more support to a couple of decks. Like for the deck I'm actually running right now, Mecha Phantom Beast, it'll give it a couple more cards, but I just don't think it can compete with any of the top decks right now. It might take the number 5 spot, but I highly doubt it. Because they're getting the Harriot and the Cold Wing, it might take the fifth spot out of the Evil Swarm. It might. I'm not too sure. Um, Another deck is the War Gods or the Bujin. I don't know too much about this deck, but again, I don't think it can get into the top 5 slot. So it's probably just going to be outside looking in. Another deck I think is going to be a good contender is the Constellars. I mean, who knows? They might mix Worgon and Constellars together. And I think it has a shot at beating Evil Swarm, and it might have a shot at beating Fire Fist just because I believe, is a better deck than Evil Swarm and Fire Fist. So that deck actually has the best chance of getting in the top 4 or top 5 spot. Now, Shadow Specters. You have new vampire support, which I'm very excited about because zombies haven't gotten a lot of love at all in the last couple years. So I think vampires have enough potential to take the number 5 slot just because Evil Swarm focuses on special summoning monsters. I think vampires can get enough power to just get rid of that guy and then special summon other stuff. I believe they might have enough power to get into the number 4 spot. I mean, maybe I'm just overhyping vampires just because I like them, but I think they can at least beat Evil Swarm out for that last spot. Okay, now for the list predictions. I'm going to keep it fairly short, keep it to 10 cards, because typically I think that's how much they usually get put on the ban list and whatnot. So, the cards I want to see at 0, or I think should go to 0, is number 1, Super Rejuvenation. I mean, this card's been around for a long time, like Legacy of Darkness, and that's years ago. I think this card actually needs to go, especially because in Dragon Rulers, mainly you're going to be discarding for effects, or you can combo it with card destruction or anything like that. You're just going to keep getting more stuff for nothing. And, you dump your dragons, you drop that, and then I've heard cases that people drop 2 or 3 or more and just draw more cards, and that's just not fair. It's just not healthy for the game right now. So I think that needs to go to 0. Another card I think needs to go to 0 along with that is card destruction. Yes, it was broken in Dark Worlds, and now it's broken in Dragon Rulers. I think that card needs to go. It outlived its time. It's just not healthy for the game right now. The ones I think should go to 1 is I have the Big Eye going at 1. I at first had it at 0, but then again, that's what helps it with its mirror matches and all that. I'm gonna take a risk and have it go to 1. Now, typically with the ban list, Change Your Heart, Brain Control, Snatch, Steal, and all of them have a common theme: is taking control of monsters from your opponent is just not fair. I mean, especially if it's near to no cost. And this card is basically almost near to no cost. Big Eye can't attack, but this card alone could probably end games just because it could steal your opponent's monsters face up or face down. So I'm going to take a chance and put that to 1. Another card that should be put to 1 is Spellbook of Judgment. I don't think it should be at 0. I think at 1 should do the trick. because the deck practically gets that card to the hand way too easily. Thanks to Spellbook of Secrets and that other monster that also adds spell books, and it just you can have plus the card advantages gives you is just ridiculous. So that card needs to go to one right now. Another card, speaking of that, is Spellbook of Secrets. Same thing. It adds way too many spell books to your hand. It can be comboed so that effect can be used multiple times per turn. I mean, the deck. I mean, think about it. Most cards that search out other cards that are really good are generally at one. So that's actually one reason that cards should go to one. Now for the cards that are semi-limited. The card I think should be semi-limited is TG Striker. I mean, this card hasn't really been seeing a lot of play. Stall control tastic decks are not really in right now. You have 3 MSTs, you have the Heavy Storm, you have cards like Blaster that gets rid of stuff. I think TGs just need that extra striker back just so it could make synchros more valuable, and plus more synchros are coming out, so they should at least give this card another try. Black Whirlwind. I mean, I heard from A's and Eyes White Dragon, another YouTube I listened to, saying that Black Wings they had their time, but you know what? Give them another shot. I mean, make some room off the off this limited list. Give them another shot. You gave them back all their colludes. They still haven't done anything, so give that a 2 at least. Another card I think is a waste of time being on there right now is Wall of Revealing Light. This card was really good in Magical Explosion FTK decks. Now, I've built a Magical Explosion deck before, and it is very, very difficult to pull off, especially with this card out, and you have to worry about 3 MSTs and a Heavy Storm. I think this card is not valuable. It's not a threat to the format, so I think this card needs to just go to 2. And the last 2 cards that I think should go to 3 is Magical Stone Excavation. This card hasn't been relevant. No deck is going to use it right now. Maybe for dragons, I don't know, but I don't see the point of using that card. So I think that should just get off the list right now. Tsukuyomi, yes, spirits are coming out, but I don't think this card is effective enough in the format. I think that card, I mean, back in the day it was really good, but now, I mean, it's still a decent card, but it's still slow and it returns to your hand wasting your normal summon, so I just don't think that card is really relevant in the format anymore. Okay, I think, oh yes, I did not cover the Monarchs. Shadow Spectre, you have new Monarch support. I don't know if they're going to come out with more other elemental monarchs besides this one, like Grandmother the Gold Earth Monarch. I think monarchs can have a very good contention to get into the 4th or 5th spot just because they've always had pretty decent strategies, and plus the new monarch support is actually pretty ridiculous. I built a macro monarch, and unearthing on the monarchs just allows me to spam search out Ryza, Kaiser, Chaos, Ryza, Chaos, Ryza, Chaos. It's amazing. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. If you think I missed a couple of things on the prediction list, or if you have comments, leave them in the comments below. This is All Saints signing out. Peace.